It's the Missouri Credit Union Miracles for Kids Radiothon.
Thank you so much.
On Y107.
We are back for our 18th annual Missouri Credit Union Miracles for Kids Radiothon as we are heading to our final couple of hours. Still have a chance to match your donation right now thanks to Caterpillar. And they will, again, double your gift. Whether you become a Miracle Maker at $20 a month, they'll instantly turn it into $40. Or you give a one-time gift of $100, it's $200. The Kemps are with us. We got Michelle. We got Jayla, who just got out of the hospital. What? Not even an hour ago, maybe?
Like 45 minutes ago.
45 minutes
ago.
Straight from the hospital for how long was she there, Michelle? What, 2? She's
busy feeding herself.
I got nothing but cakes in my face. I'm not talking on the radio.
She was inpatient for a 2-week tune-up stay.
Okay, so 2 weeks. And that was the first time, because that's typical, right, with CF, that when you go in, pretty much it's a guarantee of 10 days to 14 days.
So it's kind of crazy, but CFers tend to go in because they need IV antibiotics just to kind of get that lung functioning back up. And so it's a 2-week round of antibiotics. Sometimes you can go home for part of it, but typically you're just kind of planning on 2 weeks. And so to Jayla's credit, she recognized that she was in need of a little tune-up, and so she looked at her schedule and figured out when it fit. And then advocated for when she wanted to go inpatient so that she could stay plugged into all the things that were important to her for her senior year.
That's big, and that's
awesome.
Including a pretty powerful senior photo shoot. That was, I think, a bigger deal than maybe you think.
I was just bored. So I went around the hospital in my cap and gown and took photos in various places that had meaning or that I just liked.
Yeah.
Because for a lot of seniors, sports play a big part. Sports, clubs, different activities like that. That's their identity.
Yeah.
And my identity is the hospital. And it took me a long time to be okay with that. But I am okay with that, and so I wanted to share that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is awesome.
Yeah, the one of you from the back with the sign about, I don't know, something about that photo, not because it doesn't show your face. The other ones are all beautiful too. No, come on. I'm just saying, there's
that unless you said something.
No, it just caught me in seeing of the photos. So, anyways, yes, that was, as we talked about when you were messaging us from the hospital yesterday.
Yeah, it was
on
Radiothon.
I know, we're trying to figure, it's over there. We're going to try and snag it. Maybe Kristen doesn't know it's gone. Shh. Listen to Y107 advocating theft on Radiothon. Holy cow. Now, this dude over here, Dylan, you just had, what, number 12 birthday?
Yes.
Yeah, like 2 days ago?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Awesome.
Something like that? Congratulations. Happy birthday.
One great way to spend a birthday. Well, late birthday.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right. So now, as you sit in the middle, Michelle, as these somehow you're the ringleader, right?
I am the chaos coordinator.
Right? What does this, as we had Natalie here earlier, one of the CF specialists, obviously, and there's Connie, obviously, her name a ton come up when we talk to families with cystic fibrosis kids. What does this hospital mean to you and your family?
Well, so I was actually talking on one of the other stations, and I think it's interesting because you hear a lot of stories about this emergent need. We didn't know we were going to need the hospital, and we were certainly in that situation 18 years ago when Jayla was diagnosed, and it was all new, and it was all an emergency, and all big, and all of that. And then somewhere along the way, it became just our life and our day-to-day. And so now the hospital it's just part of our life. And so it really is, it's more than just those big emergency dramatic moments. It's about having the services that you need for the maintenance, for the day-to-day, for the, Jayla's hasn't been in the hospital for 6 years, and that's because of all those little things that happen that keep her healthy. And so it's important to have the hospital there when she's really sick, but it's so important to have all those services there that help keep her from getting sick too. And the same for Dylan. I mean, Dylan has never been inpatient for a CF-related stay.
Oh, that's awesome.
He's 12 years old. He was in and out for nasal polyps, but he's never had a 2-week tune-up stay, and that is a credit to that level of outpatient care too.
Oh yeah. Is it fair to say, like, of course you don't like look forward to going to the hospital by any means, but it almost seems like, I mean, all three of you always have big, huge smiles on your faces.
Because we're not there.
So, that's true. Yeah.
But I certainly didn't have a smile on my face 45 minutes ago.
Yeah.
It's not fun to be inpatient, but we are really well cared for anytime we are inpatient or outpatient. But I think it's also important to note, like, you know, this hospital stay, it's really hard because Dylan's at home, and it's hard. Like, I'm trying to balance that and be at the hospital for Jayla when she needs me there, but still be present for him. And so it's hard to strike that balance. And so, yeah, you do put a smile on your face, but that doesn't mean it isn't really hard.
Right.
The hardest thing with having Jayla in the hospital is not even being able to see her much, like not being able to see her come home from school and say, hey, how was your day?
Oh, that's so sweet.
It's hard. It definitely has an impact. So,
well, obviously it's not easy or, you know, fun or anything, but you don't seem to like completely dread it like most people do. Like,
That's
I mean, it's awesome that it's a place where you can walk in and know that you've got family who are going to come hug you in.
This day specifically, I was going and I was like, ooh, I wonder what nurses are still going to be there from 6 years. I wonder who I'm going to recognize. And then it's like comforting when you do recognize them and they recognize you back. I had multiple nurses this hospital stay that I saw, said hi, and they immediately knew who I was, even though it had been 6 years. And I've done a lot of changing in those 6 years. And that's definitely a very good, warm feeling when that happens.
Absolutely.
But it was interesting, too. I mean, I think when she went in 2 weeks ago, she was there for maybe an hour. And
not even an hour. Two of the child life specialists searched for me.
So it popped up that she was inpatient, and they literally came from other floors and places in the hospital.
Yeah, it was like a Jayla bat signal went up in the building.
Yeah.
Like, warning, this building will never be the same. Someone go visit, quick, hurry. But that goes back to, this is so much more than just the physical bricks and mortar and the walls, and no matter which version and which location and where we're at and what we're going to, it's more about the people inside those walls than the actual hospital, for sure.
Now, I will say Jayla was a little upset that the hospital was moving and she wasn't going to get another chance to see all of her friends at the old hospital. And so we're in transition, but she did get another chance at inpatient before she moves to the adult side.
Right.
Because when she turns 18, she'll start to make that transition. So she was actually excited, to your point, Kat, to have one more chance to go hang out with her peds team.
Yeah.
And
you can always, healthy, go back and say hey to them anytime you want, right?
Absolutely.
Right. You didn't want to, if you weren't required to be at the hospital, would you go hang out there?
Very true.
She might have made a point of letting them know where she works outpatient so they can just stop by and see her there.
Sure.
Yes, there you go. Yeah.
That's what it takes. But that's why, again, we say it time and time again, that the people inside the hospital are the ones that help, and you guys have had so many that are like you said, they sought you out. I mean, that says a lot about the care that these men and women that have been there for so long, and we hear it from stories. And Michelle, you were involved in Radiothon for many years as well, and you would hear these stories where there's doctors that are godparents of families, and they go to weddings and they go to birthday parties, and
absolutely, they become part of your family. They're
and this time around, the Super Bowl party was in Jayla's room to cheer on the Chiefs, right? So that helps.
That small of a room with that stressful of a game was an experience.
Yes.
We weren't sure who was going to have to be resuscitated, but we had
in that case,
on hand.
We had my night nurse at the time literally came in and watched the end of the game with us. Sat in the room with us to watch the game because she didn't want to walk away.
Yeah. Well, it helps that you're all in the hospital, so if anybody needs some heart medication on that overtime, you know you're there. Well, we love having you guys on Radiothon as always, and we are cruising through more goals. Happy birthday again, and graduation's going to be here very soon. Can't wait. Are you ready?
What are you going to do? What are you going to do after?
I'm going to go to State Fair for 2 years with A+.
Nice.
And then I'll come back here from Mizzou for an education major.
That's
Sweet.
awesome.
That is awesome.
Awesome.
What about you?
I thought you were talking to Michelle. She's like, I don't know. I just need a nap.
I'm still figuring it out. I have no idea what I'm going to do with my life.
I don't know what I'm going to do when I grow up either.
I don't know what I'm going to do in the next minute. Oh, I do. Eat.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we've got snacks.
Found the snacks and the cupcakes in the back room.
Yeah, there's D-Rose and Nothing But Cakes. All our great, amazing local restaurants helping out on Radiothon again. Get those phones ringing. 866-970-GIVE. Your donation will be tripled. Call right now. 866-970-GIVE.